The mockery begins. The Galactic Concordat had ruled for 12,000 years. Their crystalline ships glided through the cosmos like predators, casting shadows across entire solar systems. From their throne world of Vesperia Prime, they commanded an empire spanning half the galaxy. Their technology was supreme, their military unmatched, and their arrogance absolute. When the humans of Earth first achieved faster-than-light travel, the Concordat barely noticed. Another primitive species had stumbled upon the secrets of interstellar flight. How quaint. The Vesperians, with their translucent bodies and 4 arms, viewed these bipedal creatures with the same interest a scientist might show for a particularly energetic bacterium. Ambassador Maya Chen stood before the Galactic Assembly, her hands steady despite the weight of 1 billion eyes upon her. The massive chamber, carved from a single asteroid, hosted representatives from 200 species. Most sat in subservient silence, their worlds long since absorbed into the Concordat's empire. Earth sought membership as an independent nation, a request that drew amused clicking sounds from the Vesperian delegates. Honored members of the assembly, Chen began, her voice carrying through universal translators. Earth brings forth our prototype vessels as proof of our technological advancement. We seek recognition as a sovereign member of the galactic community. High Chancellor Crixtan's mandibles spread in what humans would learn was a condescending smile. His crystalline form refracted the chamber's light into prismatic patterns. Show us these prototypes of yours, human. The holographic display activated, revealing Earth's finest achievement, the ESS Horizon, a sleek vessel incorporating humanity's best understanding of alien technology. To human eyes, it was magnificent. To the Concordat, it was laughable. Laughter rippled through the Vesperian section, not just quiet amusement but full mocking hilarity. Ambassador Chen's jaw tightened as she watched her life's work become the subject of ridicule. This is your prototype? Crixtan's voice dripped with disdain. It uses fusion drives. Fusion! We abandoned such primitive technology before your species learned to walk upright. Your shields couldn't deflect a solar flare, let alone our weapons. This ship is not a prototype. It's an antique. The other species remained silent. Many had endured similar humiliation when they first encountered the Concordat. They knew better than to show sympathy. Chen maintained her composure, though her nails dug into her palms. The horizon represents our current capabilities. With time and cooperation— Time? Crixtan interrupted. The Concordat has no time for species that bring toys to a demonstration of power. Your request for sovereignty is denied. Earth will be catalogued as a protectorate, a generous term for what you really are, subjects. Be grateful we don't simply harvest your resources and relocate your population. The dismissal was absolute. As Chen left the assembly, she heard the whispers and chuckles following her. But something had changed in her eyes. The humiliation had crystallized into determination. Earth would show them. Somehow, they would show them all. Back on Earth, the recording of the assembly played on every screen. Humanity watched their representative being mocked, their achievements ridiculed. The anger was palpable, but so was the shame. Were they really so far behind? Was Earth's place in the galaxy truly that of a servant species? Dr. Sarah Mitchell watched the footage from her laboratory 3 kilometers beneath the Rocky Mountains. Unlike the general public, she saw something different in the Concordat's reaction. They were too dismissive, too eager to mock. It suggested complacency, arrogance, weakness. They've been on top too long, she murmured to her colleague, Dr. James Park. They can't imagine being challenged. They literally can't conceive of it. Park nodded, adjusting his glasses. Their technology is superior, but their innovation has stagnated. They're riding on achievements from millennia ago. When's the last time they invented something truly new? Mitchell pulled up classified files on her screen. That's what Project Phoenix is about. We don't beat them by copying their technology. We beat them by creating something they never imagined possible. Deep beneath Earth's surface, away from Concordat sensors and spy satellites, humanity's real work began. The public prototype had been a feint, a distraction. The true research happened in facilities like Mitchell's, where Earth's brightest minds worked on technologies that defied conventional understanding. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. While studying quantum entanglement, Mitchell's team discovered a phenomenon that shouldn't exist: quantum particles that maintained connection across any distance without time delay. More importantly, they found these particles could be harnessed for propulsion and weapon systems. It's not just faster than light, Mitchell explained to the gathering of Earth's leadership. It's beyond space-time. The Concordat ships push through space. Ours will skip across it like a stone on water. General Harrison, Earth's military commander, leaned forward. Weapons applications? Quantum flux cannons. They don't travel through space to hit their target. They simply appear at the target. Location. No travel time, no defense possible. The energy discharge happens inside their shields. The room fell silent. President Martinez finally spoke. How long until we have a working prototype? 2 years for the ship. 6 months for the weapons. But we need absolute secrecy. If the Concordat suspects, they won't, Chen interrupted. She had returned from the assembly changed, harder. They think we're beneath notice. Let them keep thinking that. We'll build our ship right under their arrogant noses. Construction began on the Phoenix Rising, named for Earth's determination to rise from the ashes of humiliation. The ship was unlike anything in known space. Its hull used metamaterials that bent light and sensor readings, making it nearly invisible. The quantum flux engine could achieve speeds that made conventional. They'd look like a crawl, and the weapons would change everything. The Concordat maintained minimal surveillance of Earth. Why waste resources on a species that could barely achieve fusion power? Their automated systems recorded human activity, noting with amusement the continued construction of primitive vessels. They failed to notice the resources disappearing into underground facilities. They missed the energy signatures that didn't match any known technology. Ambassador Chen played her role perfectly. She attended Concordat functions, endured their condescension, and carefully fed them intelligence about Earth's attempts to improve their primitive technology. She became a figure of pity in Concordat social circles, the ambassador from the backward world, trying so hard to fit in. The humans are building another prototype, Sub-Chancellor Wexler mentioned during a state dinner. They call it Phoenix Rising. Rather dramatic for what our sensors show is just a larger version of their fusion ships. Chen lowered her eyes in practiced embarrassment. We're trying to meet Concordat standards, perhaps in a few centuries. Centuries? Wexler's laugh was like breaking glass. Try millennia, human. Your species lacks the fundamental understanding of advanced physics. It's not your fault. Evolution simply didn't favor intelligence on your world. Chen smiled and nodded while internally counting down the days. 2 years passed. The Phoenix Rising neared completion in its underground berth. Earth's population knew nothing of the project, continuing their lives under the shadow of Concordat protection. Some accepted their fate. Others raged against it. All waited for something to change. In her laboratory, Mitchell made final adjustments to the quantum flux systems. All tests are green. The engine is stable. Weapons are operational. We're ready. President Martinez stood before Earth's Secret Leadership Council. The Concordat has announced a military demonstration next month, a show of force to remind the galaxy who rules. They've invited all member species to witness their might. Chen smiled for the first time in 2 years. Perfect. They'll gather their entire fleet in one location. Every major Concordat vessel, all their best technology displayed for the galaxy to see. And we'll be there, Harrison added. With the Phoenix Rising, one ship against their Armada. They wanted to see our prototype. Let's show them what human innovation really looks like. The plan was audacious, borderline suicidal, but humanity had learned something important. Being dismissed as weak was its own form of camouflage. The Concordat's arrogance had become Earth's greatest asset. As the Phoenix Rising prepared for its maiden voyage, Chen recorded a message for Earth's population. It would be broadcast only after the ship launched, when secrecy no longer mattered. Fellow humans, for 2 years we have endured mockery and subjugation. We were told our place in the galaxy was at the bottom, serving those who claim superiority. Today, we show them the truth. Today, we show them that human ingenuity, human determination, and human courage are forces beyond their comprehension. Today, the Phoenix rises. The underground hangar doors opened for the first time. The Phoenix rising, sleek and dark as night, lifted silently into the sky, its quantum flux engines engaged, and in a blink, it vanished from Earth's atmosphere. The Concordat's demonstration was about to have an uninvited guest. The Phoenix rises. The Varick system had been chosen for the Concordat's grand display of power. 3 gas giants and their moons provided a spectacular backdrop for the assembled fleet. Over 800 Concordat vessels formed precise formations, their crystalline hulls catching the light of the binary stars. It was the largest gathering of military might in recent memory. Representatives from every member species watched from designated observation platforms. Most came reluctantly, forced to witness their overlord's power. The message was clear. Resistance was futile. The Concordat reigned supreme. Admiral Zextor commanded from the flagship Supremacy's fist, a behemoth that dwarfed most space stations. His forearms moved in practiced precision across control surfaces as he prepared for the demonstration. "All wings report ready," his tactical officer announced. "Shall we begin the shock and awe sequence?" "Proceed. Let's remind these lesser species why they bow to us." The demonstration began with synchronized maneuvers. Hundreds of ships moving as one, their formations creating geometric patterns visible from astronomical distances. Then came the weapons display. Entire asteroids vaporized, decommissioned vessels torn apart by gravity weapons, shield demonstrations that showed immunity to every known form of attack. Humanity's observation platform sat at the edge of the display zone. Ambassador Chen watched with other human delegates, her face a mask of calculated awe. None of them knew about the Phoenix rising. The secret had been kept from all but essential personnel. "Incoming vessel detected," a Concordat sensor officer reported. "Unknown configuration. It's extremely small and fast, incredibly fast." Admiral Zextor turned to the display. A single point of light approached the demonstration zone. His mandibles clicked in annoyance. "Identification? It's broadcasting Earth registry codes. They call it Phoenix Rising." Laughter erupted across the Concordat command channels. Earth had sent a ship to their military demonstration. The audacity was amusing. The stupidity was breathtaking. "Let them approach," Zextor commanded. "This will add entertainment to our display. We'll show the galaxy what happens to those who interrupt Concordat ceremonies." The Phoenix Rising dropped from quantum flux speed at the edge of the formation. To Concordat sensors, it simply appeared, one moment empty space, the next a ship. This alone should have triggered alarms, but arrogance clouded judgment. Captain Lisa Torres sat in the Phoenix's command chair. Her crew of 30 represented Earth's finest. They had trained for this moment, run countless simulations. Now reality beckoned. "Concordat flagship is hailing us," her communications officer reported. On screen, Admiral Zextor appeared, his crystalline features arranged in amusement. "Human vessel? You dare interrupt a Concordat military ceremony? Your primitive craft is unwelcome here. Withdraw immediately, or face the consequences." Torres stood, her posture reflecting quiet confidence. "Admiral Zextor, Earth sends its regards. We've come to participate in your demonstration. After all, you've repeatedly asked to see our prototype. Here it is." "That toy?" Zextor's laugh echoed through the bridge. "Very well, human. You want a demonstration? Patrol Wing 7, disable that ship. Try not to destroy it completely. We'll want to study their primitive technology." 12 Concordat vessels peeled from formation, each one larger than the Phoenix Rising. They approached, in a standard encirclement pattern, weapons charging, on thousands of observation platforms. Spectators prepared to witness another example of human folly. "Quantum flux engines online," Torres's pilot reported. "Weapons charged. Metamaterial cloak engaged. The Phoenix Rising vanished from sensors, not cloaked in the traditional sense, simply gone. The Concordat ships hesitated, their targeting systems confused. How could something just disappear? The Phoenix reappeared behind the patrol wing. Quantum flux cannons fired. Not beams of energy, traveling through space, but instantaneous quantum events inside enemy shields. 3 Concordat ships exploded from within, their crystalline hulls shattering like glass. Chaos erupted across Concordat channels. This was impossible. Shields were absolute protection. No weapon could bypass them. Yet 3 of their vessels were gone, destroyed by a single human ship. "All wings, engage that vessel," Zextor roared. "Destroy it." The Phoenix Rising danced through space, appearing and disappearing at will. Each appearance lasted seconds, long enough to fire, then vanish before retaliation arrived. Concordat ships exploded in sequence, their destruction lighting the void. The observation platform's silence reigned. Species who had lived under Concordat rule for millennia watched their oppressors fall. The impossible was happening. The humans were winning. Ambassador Chen activated a hidden communicator. "All Earth vessels execute Revelation Protocol." Across human space, hidden facilities opened. Ships emerged, not 1 or 2, but dozens, all built in secret, all equipped with technology the galaxy had never seen. The Phoenix Rising hadn't come alone. It was merely the spearhead. Multiple contacts. Concordat sensors screamed. Human vessels emerging throughout the system. The demonstration became a battle. Concordat ships, designed to fight conventional enemies, found themselves facing an opponent that rewrote the rules. Human vessels skipped across space-time, striking without warning, disappearing before counterattack. Admiral Zextor watched his fleet crumble. 800 ships, the pride of the Concordat, being systematically destroyed by a force 1/10 their size. His crystalline features cracked with stress. "This is impossible," he muttered. "They're primitives. Their technology is centuries behind ours." His tactical officer turned, fear evident. "Sir, their weapons, they don't travel through space. They manifest inside our shields. Our defenses are useless." The Supremacy's fist shuddered under impact. Systems failed in sequence. The mighty flagship, symbol of Concordat dominance, began to break apart. Around the galaxy, the feeds from the demonstration spread. Every species under Concordat rule watched their masters fall. The humans, mocked and dismissed, had shattered the myth of Concordat invincibility. Captain Torres opened a channel to all vessels. "Concordat fleet, this is Earth Force 1. Your demonstration is over. Surrender now, and we'll show mercy. Continue fighting, and we'll finish what we started." Some Concordat ships surrendered. Others fled, their quantum drives pushing them toward home space. They found human vessels waiting. Earth's hidden fleet had spread across jump points, cutting off escape routes. On the observation platforms, something unprecedented happened. The Cathari, subjugated for 3,000 years, began to cheer. The Orlons, their homeworld stripped of resources, joined them. Soon every platform erupted in celebration. The galaxy watched its tyrants fall. Ambassador Chen stood before the assembled representatives. The observation chamber had become an impromptu council hall. Species long silenced found their voices. "The Concordat ruled through fear," Chen announced. "They maintained power by convincing us they were invincible. Today, humanity proved otherwise. But we didn't do this for conquest. We did it for freedom." The Cathari ambassador stepped forward, his feathered crown raised in respect. "Earth has shown us the path. What happens now?" "Now we forge a new galaxy," Chen replied. "Not an empire ruled by one species, but an alliance of equals. The technology we've developed will be shared. No more subjects, no more protectorates, only partners." The remaining Concordat leadership, trapped on their crippled flagship, watched their empire dissolve. World after world declared independence. Species they had oppressed for millennia rose up, emboldened by humanity's example. Admiral Zextor faced Captain Torres on the bridge of the Supremacy's fist. His arrogance had evaporated, replaced by bewilderment. How? You were primitives. We analyzed your technology. You had nothing like this. Torres smiled. You saw what we wanted you to see. You were so convinced of your superiority, you never considered we might deceive you. Arrogance is the deadliest. Weakness, Admiral, you taught us that. Within weeks, the galaxy transformed. The Concordat, reduced to their home system, signed treaties acknowledging the sovereignty of former subject worlds. Earth's quantum flux technology revolutionized space travel. Trade routes that took months now took days. Communication became instantaneous across any distance. But humanity's greatest contribution wasn't technological. It was the idea that no species, no matter how advanced, had the right to rule others. The galactic alliance that emerged was built on mutual respect and cooperation. Dr. Mitchell stood in the facility where the Phoenix Rising was born. Now it served as a training center for scientists from dozens of worlds. She watched Cathari and Orlon researchers working alongside humans, sharing knowledge freely. You know what the real prototype was? She said to Dr. Park. Not the ship, the idea. The belief that being dismissed as weak doesn't mean you are weak, that innovation beats stagnation, that freedom beats tyranny. Park nodded, watching a young Concordat scientist, one of the new generation, collaborating with humans. They're learning too, the whole galaxy is. The transformation wasn't without challenges. Some Concordat hardliners attempted resistance. Pirates tried to steal quantum flux technology. Old grievances between species flared, but the alliance held, bound by the shared experience of liberation. A year after the battle, Ambassador Chen, now Secretary General of the Galactic Alliance, addressed the rebuilt assembly. Representatives from 200 free worlds filled the chamber. No thrones, no elevated platforms, just equals gathering to build a better future. A year ago, humanity was mocked for our prototypes, she began. We were told our place was at the bottom, but we learned something crucial. Those who judge others as weak often reveal their own weakness. Innovation doesn't come from dominance. It comes from challenge, from necessity, from the determination to prove doubters wrong. She paused, looking at the Concordat representatives. They sat among equals now, their crystalline forms no longer refracting superiority, but reflecting humility. The Phoenix Rising was never just a ship. It was a symbol, a reminder that from the ashes of humiliation can rise the fire of transformation. Today, we all rise together. The assembly erupted in agreement. Species that had never dared speak now voiced their support. The galaxy had changed, and with it, the future. In the depths of space, the Phoenix Rising continued its patrol. No longer a prototype, but the first of a new generation. Its crew, now mixed between species, worked in harmony. The ship that had shattered an empire now protected an alliance. Captain Torres stood on the bridge, watching stars wheel past. Her communications officer, a young Cathari who had joined after liberation, turned to her. Message from Earth, Captain. They're commissioning 10 more quantum flux vessels. The Orlons are contributing their crystal technology. The Vaitian are sharing their bio-neural interfaces. Everyone's adding something. Torres smiled. That's the difference. The Concordat hoarded knowledge. We share it. They ruled through fear. We lead through example. They never understood that true strength comes from lifting others up, not pushing them down. The Phoenix Rising jumped to quantum flux speed, heading toward its next mission. Behind it, the galaxy continued its transformation. What had started as one prototype had become a revolution. The Concordat's demonstration had achieved its purpose, just not the one they intended. It had shown the galaxy the true nature of power, not in the size of fleets or the age of empires, but in the courage to challenge the impossible and the wisdom to share the rewards. Earth had been dismissed as weak. Their prototype had been mocked. But in the end, it wasn't Earth's technology that changed the galaxy. It was humanity's refusal to accept the place others assigned them. The determination to prove that being underestimated is often the greatest advantage. The Phoenix had risen, and with it the hopes of 100 worlds.